All right, so lately I've been trying to incorporate Android a little bit more into my life because I've been a user for iOS for quite a while and I was pretty disappointed with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I also wanted to tell people a little bit more about my experience with this phone, which is the OPPO Find X8 Pro. I've been using it for a month and I want to tell you everything about it. And one of the things I've enjoyed the most is actually the camera, since I'm a tech creator, but I also do client work for a couple of brands, for example, Honda. Well, I use it for some pictures I post on my social media, for example, Instagram. I also use it as my second camera whenever I need a picture that's too far away or I want with decent quality. It has 4 cameras with 50 megapixels and all of them do a great job. Whether it's the ultra wide, the main camera, the zoom, the mixed zoom, whatever you want to do, all of them in my opinion are great cameras. By the way, shout out to Honda for lending us this 1000 CBR RR. Super bike, pretty cool. Not a fan of putting the watermark of Hasselblad. It doesn't really mean anything to me, but geez, look at the quality. What a beautiful bike. Another thing I've also found pretty useful is the screen. It's 120 Hertz. It's an LTPO AMOLED. And the best thing about it is actually the brightness. I mean, the resolution is pretty cool. The fluidity is very good as well. But the brightness can go up to 4,500 nits. So no matter whether you're in direct sunlight, whether you're in the shadow, you can always see your screen without having to shade. I've been using this maybe in the desert in Nevada. I went to Las Vegas. You can use it at the beach, no issues. Or you can use it inside your house. You're gonna have the same experience, which is something I really like about this phone. Another thing I really like about this phone is the charging speed. I don't understand how other brands, for example, Samsung with the new S25 Ultra, don't have the speed at least. Look, you can get up to 80 watts of fast charging with their technology called SuperVOC. This has been around for quite a while, by the way. And with that charging speed, you can charge this phone in about an hour. You're gonna say, well, why does it take so long if it has an 80-watt charging speed? Well, the reason for that is because the battery is actually pretty big. It's 5,910 milliamps. Compared to other brands where their flagships mostly have only 5,000 milliamps. So this one's closer to the 6,000. And you can see it in the battery life. Battery life in this phone is excellent. You can get between a day and a half or even 2, depending on if you're a power user or not. But something I really like about this phone, charging speed. You don't get the 80 watts all the time. Depends what percentage the battery has. If it's closer to 20 or 10, you will get those 80 watts. But to be fair with you, not everything is perfect or good with this phone. For example, the processor. It's a Dimensity 9400. It's a good processor, but I don't consider it being premium, and I'm actually not a fan of Dimensity. But obviously, it depends on whether you work on your phone, you game on it, or whatever you do. If you're only gonna scroll through social media, take pictures, film a couple of clips, well, I think the processor won't be that important. Another detail to take into account is actually the video. The video on the phone is very good, but once you upload it to social media, it becomes uttermost trash. But to be fair with OPPO, that happens with absolutely every Android phone, especially when you use it on Instagram. You might be able to use it on YouTube without any issues, but Instagram, it'll become this blurry mess as it happens with every other brand, including Samsung or any other Android brand that's actually big. If you want to game with it, you can. You get a good performance. You mostly get high performance on most games. The only thing I don't like about gaming with it is that it's not really that cool. It does get a little bit toasty after a while. It's not like untouchable or ungameable, but it does get warmer than other phones in the market. So again, I think I would actually game with my iPhone. And there's a phrase I never thought I would say. Something else I really like about this phone is that it actually has 16 gigabytes of RAM natively. It doesn't have this digital added RAM, which you add 8 plus 8. No, natively you get 16, which I'm sure will be more than enough for most people. On the outside, you get these very unique aesthetics where you have like a marble finish. It's not completely plastic. It's not completely metal. It does have wireless charging on the rear, so it's actually glass, but it feels really nice to the touch. It has a matte finish, so it doesn't hold any fingerprints. So in case you're very bold and very brave, you can have your phone butt naked without a case or a skin in case you want to. But I don't recommend it. I always carry mine with a case, even if it's just a thin transparent one. This one even comes with one straight out of the box in case you don't want to buy anything with it. But it's just a basic one, so take that into account. When you're watching videos on the phone, you also get these really nice speakers. It's a stereo sound. They're not the best on the market, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the iPhone ones are actually a little bit better, but they're not bad, and they're actually pretty good for the price of this phone. It also has what you would need in a premium phone now in 2025 or even late 2024, and that is dust and water resistance. You can submerge it for 30 minutes and up to 1.3 meters. So if you drop it in the pool, you drop it in a bucket, you won't have any issues. Just make sure you don't drop it in the sea. So what does that actually mean for me? Now that I'm trying to use a little bit more Android in my life, does it mean it's going to replace my iPhone 16 Pro Max? Well, not completely. It will for some things. For example, I prefer taking pictures on this phone. I also prefer traveling with this phone, as well as even scrolling through social media gives you a better experience than what I've seen on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But I will keep filming on this. I will keep uploading to social media on this, and probably even keep gaming on this, although I really don't game that much on my phone. But what do you guys think? Would you go with an OPPO phone? It's a great product. It's actually a premium phone with maybe a mid-range high price. It's not as expensive as an S25 Ultra, but it's not as premium either, or even as premium as maybe an iPhone. I think it's in the middle, but I do think it's a great phone. What do you guys think? So in case your answer is yes, you maybe want to invest in a phone like this, it will set you back for about $1,100. The launch price on it was actually $1,200, but you can find it cheaper now since it was launched since October. I think it's a fair price for the phone it is. The only thing I don't like about it is the processor, but again, if you're not that much of a power user, you won't have any issues. I will drop a link below where you can find it. I don't even know if it's going to be an affiliate link because I live in Mexico City. I don't even live in the US. So I'll see where you guys can buy it. By the way, thanks for supporting the channel, liking every video. We're up to more than 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me. English is not even my native language. So thanks to all you guys for subscribing, liking. I will leave another video over here, which I think you might like. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next one.